Everything in this box, including this beautiful original roll of 1985 Mexico Libertads. In fact, I have two, as you can see. Everything here I bought at this year's Tulsa, Oklahoma Coin Show. And by the way, we're gonna open one of those rolls in this video. Now, I made some incredibly questionable purchases that I would probably change my mind on if I were given a second chance, and I'm gonna show you those and even tell you what I paid. But I also made some really great purchases that I'm really excited about. So if you wanna see where I did well and where I made some mistakes, we'll call it that, stay here and watch as I show you everything that I picked up at the coin show. But before we get there, don't forget to like and subscribe and help us continue to grow. My channel is sponsored by sdbullion.com. New customers can get their first order of gold or silver at spot by going to sdbullion.com/new. So one thing that was awesome about this coin show is that there were multiple grading companies there, including CAC, and CAC was giving out these sample slabs. Now, it was the Oklahoma Coin Show. Northeast Oklahoma Coin Show is the official name of it. I just call it the Tulsa Coin Show. But you can see we actually have an Oklahoma State quarter for the Oklahoma Coin Show, which is really cool. This is, of course, a sample slab, and they just labeled it BU because they didn't bother to take the time to actually give it a number grade. But we do have a really cool CAC sample slab, and of course, I did not even pay for that. It was free. And Annex was also there and giving away sample slabs. Annex's slabs, however, had real silver, so they were actually giving away 40% silver half dollars inside of sample slabs, and I was able to pick one of those up as well. So you can see we have a 1968D 40% silver Kennedy in a sample slab. Now, I like to collect things like this, so these will absolutely make it to my permanent collection, if you will. Really excited to have both of those, and I didn't even pay for them. Now, the next thing I picked up is this really awesome 1-ounce silver Rob Finds Treasure round. Of course, I got it from Rob Finds Treasure. I got this in a trade. I did some Tulsa 2024 1-ounce silver rounds with my laser engraver. I only made 20 of them, and I went ahead and let Rob have one in trade for one of his new RFT rounds with his new logo. So this I technically didn't pay for because it was just a trade, but still a silver for silver, but this is just really cool. Glad to also have that in my collection. Now moving into the stuff that I actually paid for, I got 8 of these really cool Canadian 2-ouncers. I got 2 of each design that they had. This, you can see, this is the 2024 Canadian 1-ounce silver. This looks like a woolly mammoth. I actually haven't looked these up, but I'm pretty sure this is a mammoth. And those tusks, I'm pretty sure they don't actually get that big. These are really exaggerated. But unfortunately, it does have the king on the back, but these are still really cool. Now, I paid $65 a piece for these, which is $32.50 an ounce. That's really not too bad of a premium for something like this. Really happy to have those. So I have 2 of the mammoths. Now, the next thing I got are these silver saber-tooth tigers. So same thing, 2-ouncers, except for these are 2023. So on the reverse, we have the queen. And right here, it says 52 through 2022, Queen Elizabeth. So these actually have the queen on the reverse, not the ugly king, who kind of looks like a potato, is what someone told me, and is pretty accurate. All right, next up, these right here, Canada, look at this. We have werewolves. You can see the full moon in the background. You got the Canadian maple leaf privia right here, fine silver, 2 ounces. On the reverse, these are 2021s. So Queen Elizabeth was still alive when this one was made, but these are really awesome. So I got 2 of the werewolves as well. Again, 65 a piece, so 130 per stack right here. And then finally, we have 2 of the 2019 orcas. Take a look at those. So obviously queen on the reverse of these as well. So really awesome to have these in the collection. Very, very cool. And let's see what else we got. All right, next is a couple of miscellaneous bags of 90%. Now, I actually picked these up from a couple of different people that brought them to the table. So, you know, different amounts were paid based on, you know, who I was buying them from. You can see I have 3 different little bags here in total. But ultimately, I was paying around melt price for the 90%. Which is all anyone was asking, and I'll show you why in a second. But you see we have some 90% silver quarters here. There is a Standing Liberty in here, but it's a 29S, it looks like, heavily circulated. So there's a couple of Standing Liberties, you know, some Mercury dimes, just miscellaneous 90% silver that I basically paid around melt price for. I don't have an exact number, but you kind of get the idea. But three different people sold me just a little bit of 90% that they had on them, but that's not including the next thing I'll show you, which is a full set of Franklin silver half dollars inside of a Capital Plastics holder. So we have everything from 1948 all the way down through 1961 or 63D. Now there is $17.50 in face value in this, so 35 total coins and a full set of Franklins. And as you can see, they are pretty heavily circulated. Now these also, he offered to me at melt. So I calculated melt, I said I'd buy it for sure. I calculated melt price, and then he actually rounded it down. So I got this a little bit back of melt price. I believe it melted for 365 and change, and he just said 365 is fine. So a full set in the Capital Plastics holder right there. Ironically, that wasn't the only set of Franklin half dollars I bought. I bought 2 full Franklin half dollar sets in these beautiful Dansko albums. Now, what's crazy is I actually bought these from another dealer and also got them at melt price. And if you're wondering, by the way, who the dealer is, it was my man, Raven Hawk Coins. I'm sure you know his channel. Check him out. I'll put a link down below. But he had these with him, and he said, do you want these at melt? And I said, yes, I actually do want these at melt. So same thing, 2 complete sets. Now, most of these are heavily circulated, but there are some decent ones in here. So I'm probably going to piece these out and, you know, take out the coins and maybe put this together like one single nice set and then use the rest just as 90%. But we'll open up this one and you can see now a lot of these look cleaned here. There's a couple of decent ones. But, you know, on the second page, again, there's a couple of, you know, decent ones, especially like the 63D right here. A lot of cleaned ones out of the set, but it's still 90% for basically melt value. And really excited. So that is literally between the one that I bought off which I believe is a viewer of my channel that sold me this one, and the 2 that I bought off of Raven. I got all of this 90% for basically melt price, which goes to show you what 90% is doing. I mean, there are really good deals out there at 90%, and I was happy to take advantage and pick some up while I could. Now, next up, we have some of these, and I have a story behind these. These are really cool, though. These are 5-ounce silver elemental American flag shaped like the US silver bars. Now these are 5 ounces of silver from Elemental, who also was there. So this coin show had Elemental, SD Bullion was there. We had NGC, Annex, and CAC all at the show. The US Mint was there. Huge show, a lot of big players all showing up for Tulsa, and I believe they're all going to be back next year because it was a great show. Now Elemental was selling these for $150, I believe, on the show floor, and I had to pay $151. And the reason is that Keith actually bought them for $150 a piece, and then Elemental left on the last day, and I never got around to getting over there. I'm like, well, I'll go over there on Saturday. Never did. They were gone. So Keith said, I bought a bunch of them. If you want one, I want to make $1 a piece per bar. So Keith from Coin Crew made $1 on me per bar, so $5 because you know, he bought them for $150 and let me have them for $151. So I had to pay $1 more than if I had just went over to Elemental's table. But I wanted to pick up some of these because they're pretty beautiful and really close to spot. I mean, this is coming, you know, from a bullion dealer, and a cool design for $151, which is, well, $150 from Elemental, which is $30 an ounce, which is only 75 cents an ounce over spot at the time. Spot was 29.25. So you got these beautiful 5-ounce bars for 75 cents over spot at the show. Just another example of how low premiums are right now. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is easily my most questionable purchase, and the one that I probably thought 2 or 3 times that maybe I shouldn't have done, but I did it anyway, and I'll show you what I got. So what I have in my hand here is 8 of these really, really beautiful Archangels. These are stackers that come from South Korea, and you've seen other ones that I've had on the channel, like the Kitsume mask. I've had the original Sin. But these Archangels are unbelievable, how beautiful the design on these are. The issue is I paid $45 an ounce, and these are 2 ounces, so I paid $90 a piece. And that is, you know, given what the premiums are looking like in the market, buying modern silver, you know, not something vintage like the Libertads I'm going to show you very soon, buying a modern silver piece that's like brand new and there's probably not a unlimited mintage on, paying $45 an ounce in today's market was probably not the best idea. But I did look these up online, and that's, you know, a little bit less than what they are going for online. And so I picked these up, one for my personal collection, and then as you guys know, I do auctions every once in a while, so I'll throw one in an auction here and there. And I picked up 8 of those. And then I also picked up 8 of these. These things are ridiculous. Take a look at this. This is a 2 ounce, also from South Korea, 2 ounce silver. You can see you have the pirates and a real working compass That is a real working compass inside of this 2-ounce silver stacker right here. Well, I don't think these actually stack because of the compass. If the compass wasn't in there, I imagine that these actually are stackers. You can see they're incuse on this side, obtuse on this side. But look at this. That is really cool. You have, we have Blackbeard. We have Henry Morgan. We have William Kidd. And Ragnar Lothbrus. So King of Vikings, King of Privateers, King of Buccaneers, and King of Corsairs. And I know I pronounced that one incorrectly, but man, this is pretty wild. And these cost a little bit more than 45 an ounce. I paid 93 a piece for those. So I basically paid 45 an ounce plus $3 for the compass, if you will. But same thing as with the Archangels. I picked up 8 of those. And again, I'm still questioning whether or not this was a good idea. I probably should have just bought 2 of each and not 8 of each. But, I got, it got the best of me. I got excited about how cool these were. I'm like, oh, I'm sure, I can put some of these in the auction. People will like them. And yeah, so if there's anything that I bought this weekend that if I could go back and make a new decision and I would like rethink, it's probably those. I'd probably only buy maybe 1 for my collection and then 1 or 2 instead of 8 of each. But anyway, we have one more thing to show you. As I promised, we're going to open up some beautiful Libertads. All right, so finally, speaking of $45 an ounce, I also paid $45 an ounce for these, but these I am not upset about. These are 1985 original rolls of silver Libertads, and I also picked these up from Ravenhawk Coins. Now, getting them in original rolls like this, I just absolutely love. And I'm going to open up one in this video. I'm also going to do one for a YouTube short probably, in a separate, short. But we're going to open up one of these today and just show you how gorgeous these are. I'm assuming that they are gorgeous. The issue with these old rolls is they have this little piece of plastic right here that goes under the flap. And then the bottom of the roll is basically just a taped on piece of plastic. So you can see over the years, this tape has definitely kind of lost its stickiness and we can easily remove it. And this one right here actually kind of is coming off. So we're going to go ahead and open up this roll right here and take a look at how gorgeous these are. This is the first time I'm opening it, and I'm hopeful. Well, you can see right here, these old ones have not actually been moved. But I do question, right here, it looks like maybe there was originally tape on here, and then it was open, and then it retaped. So these may have been opened before, but either way, it's 85s. They're in the original roll. So assuming that they are, all original, as I believe they are going to be, I'm really excited to take a look at these. Let's go ahead and get these up. And one thing I thought about doing, which I didn't do, is submitting these to NGC from the rolls just like this at the show, because they were doing special designations at the show. So if you submitted something at the show, you could actually get on the label that you submitted it at that coin show. Oh my goodness, look at this. All right, let's take a look. So these you can clearly see, like, if I doubt these have ever come out of this roll until today. Again, I'm not saying for sure because of the way that they were taped up. It's very possible, but it's also very possible that over the years that tape kind of disintegrated and it was replaced. I don't know. But yeah, look. Oh man, look at that. Let's get the rest of these out. Guys, that is absolutely gorgeous. So these, I am not upset that I paid what I paid for them. I thought 45 a piece, 900 for the roll was a really good deal on 1985s out of an original roll like this. That is, oh my goodness gracious, that is gorgeous. Boy, I'll give the Libertads are just absolutely phenomenal collector coins for sure. No doubt about it. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed watching me opening everything that I got at the coin show and sharing it with you. If you liked it, let me know with a comment down below. Like I said, I did make some questionable decisions with those collectible ones from South Korea at 45 an ounce or so. So I'd probably go back and make a different decision on those if I would have put some rational thought into it. But outside of that, everything else, I'm really excited that I got. I love the price that I got it at. And like I said, I'd love to know what you think. So leave a comment down below, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more like this. And we'll see you next time.